You got to be. Chris, what did you set out to do here?
I set out to really try and involve the audience in going on a great journey, get them to have this experience, really, of traveling across the universe with these characters and seeing what they find. I was very inspired by the great blockbusters of my youth. I grew up in a golden age of cinematic blockbusters, films of Spielberg and Lucas. I got to watch 2001 on a re-release when I was a kid, and I've never really forgotten that feeling of being in the cinema with this larger-than-life imagery taking you somewhere that you never could have even imagined. Interstellar is very much my attempt to try and give audiences of today that type of experience.
In a sense, you're taking astrophysical principles and turning them into a dramatic movie, are you not?
We're certainly guided by the possibilities of the real science. I'm working with our executive producer, Kip Thorne. I got to have all kinds of fascinating discussions about what are the possibilities of astrophysics. And those possibilities are far more exotic than anything that you can just dream up as a writer. Truth really is stranger than fiction when you get to the cosmic scale. And so I was able to, craft, working from my brother's original screenplay, I was able to rewrite and craft a tale that was guided by those principles and sort of use the opportunities that those principles suggest for very unusual ways in which to test your characters. And as a writer, you're really looking for narrative events that can test your characters.
And as in most movies that deal with human nature, this is also about love, is it not?
I think inevitably it's about love because it's about human beings and what it is to be a human being and the connections between us. And what we found was really the further we went across the universe, the deeper into space we went, the more isolated the characters became, the more the focus is on them as human beings, what defines us as human beings and the connections between us.
Could you discuss some of your casting choices? Matthew, for example.
We were looking for somebody to play the iconic American figure of a pilot, somebody who has the right stuff. And there's a little bit of the cowboy about that, it's a little bit of the farmer. And Matthew has such a great earthy American sensibility to him. He seemed absolutely perfect to me. He's also a father himself. And in our first meeting, we discussed a lot the core idea at the heart of the script, which is a father who has to leave his children and what that would mean to him. And it was very clear to me that he really, really understands that dilemma.
You shot this in IMAX,
Mm-hmm.
And you have all these handheld shots. What are these big? What's the technology like? How do you do that with these big cameras?
Well, the technological innovation I got is I hired a very robust Dutch cameraman, Hoyte van Hoytema, who just picked the thing up and ran around with it. And I have no idea how he did it, but I was just happy to roll. It's like as soon as he picked the thing up, I'd be like, okay, let's get on with it. He really did find ways to free up the camera. We had done a lot of work on IMAX cameras before. We'd used Steadicam with it, but we'd never really dared to try the sort of handheld approach. But it felt right for this film, and he was very determined to do it. And I think they just build people very strong in Holland. I don't know how else to account for it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with your movie.